Hello, Emiko. I'm Jason.
Hi, Jason. I prefer Emmy.
Okay, hi, Emmy. So I am a worker that's help young people like you and your family in times of need. And today, we're just gonna have a quick chat for 20 minutes, and we just want to see if there's anything we can help support you and meet your needs. Because we know that you're going through a hard time with your mum.
Mm.
Does that sound right to you?
That sounds good.
And during our session, I'll be making some notes. It's just to record details about you and your family.
Yeah.
But don't worry, anything that you share with me will be strictly confidential.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want, at the end of the session, we can go over my notes all together.
Okay.
Do you have any questions?
That sounds good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So, I want to do a little activity with you today.
Mm-hmm.
Your sibling Ken told me that you are a fan of drawing.
I am.
Yeah, and so I've got some pencils and some paper here, and we're gonna do an activity called drawing your life, like river of your life.
Okay.
What do you think that means?
Maybe from my life from the beginning to the end, like being a river.
Yeah, right
Yeah.
on. You've got it. So it's just what you said. Your life as a river, and river has twists and turns, and think of them as like a little something bad, may not be bad, that happened to you that
Yeah.
kind of take your life to a different direction.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You want to do that with me?
Yeah, that sounds nice.
Okay, so you can grab a pencil, and
Thank you.
at certain twists and turns, you can draw things that like fit in your mind. What do you see at that turn? How does that make you feel?
Okay. Is there should I start anywhere?
You can start from since you can remember. Is that alright?
Yeah. I live with. I'm gonna draw my family. So, when I was little, I lived with my mum,
Mm-hmm.
my dad, and then my two older siblings.
So a family of 5?
Yeah, including me. I'm the youngest though.
You're the youngest?
Yeah. And my dad, he left for Japan about 10 years ago. He moved away from our family because there was a lot going on.
Right.
Yeah.
Did you want to tell me more about what was going on?
Yeah. I can draw a bit more first.
Right, yeah.
Okay. I don't know how to draw it.
Just whatever you want. Like, you were talking about, like, your dad moving away.
Yeah.
What would the environment around the river look like since that point? You can use colors.
Yeah.
Like, what colors are going through your mind at that point?
Red.
Red?
Yeah. I'm doing crosses. It was just it wasn't a very nice time in our family. I drew my mum crying. There was a lot of fighting happening between my mum and my dad.
Oh, and how did that make you feel then?
It was hard. It was really hard. And then Ken was the oldest at the time as well, so they really got involved as well. It wasn't just mum and dad, it was often Ken involved in the fighting as well, and it was really hard to see them get hurt.
Yeah, I understand. That must be really hard.
Yeah. Yeah, so it was a really bad time.
You used the color red.
Yeah.
How did that make you feel? What's the meaning behind the color?
There was sometimes some blood involved. There was, it wasn't just talking, like angry sort of fights. It was physical at times. And it was definitely hardest because it got physical with Ken a bit between my dad and Ken. So that was probably the hardest bit. My dad wasn't as physical towards my mum, but Ken definitely got a bit of that.
Right, and since your dad had moved away, how did you feel after that?
I felt relieved.
Yeah?
I felt relieved for the most part. It was sad. It was kind of sad as well because we had some nice times as well, like as a family, but I think from what like my siblings told me, it was probably for the best that he did move away, and we don't really hear that much from him now.
Do you still miss your dad?
It feels like a really long time ago now, to be honest, and I think the bad times are like the biggest part of my memory, so it probably I feel okay that he's not around as much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally, I understand.
Yeah.
So imagine the river keep going,
Yeah.
and we just went past the point, the twist, where your dad had just moved away.
Yeah.
Where do you see the next turning point?
Well, I was really quite young when that was happening, so maybe I went to school. That was like, I really liked school. I enjoyed being with my friends and everything.
Yeah.
So I might draw my school. And I had really nice teachers who were really kind to me there and felt like a big support. And I think they knew what had happened in my family as well, so it was nice for them to know what was going on in my family.
Did you have friends?
Yeah, I did definitely have friends. We were really lucky at school because my cousins went to the same school as me, and I've got one of my cousins who's in my grade, so we were sometimes in the same class.
Oh, are you close with that cousin?
I really am.
What's their name?
Their name is Jackie.
Jackie.
Yeah.
So Jackie would be your mum's sibling?
Jackie is my mum's sister's daughter.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm going to draw Jackie now.
Mm-hmm.
And we've always done a lot together because we're the same age. And that's us holding hands when we play. And it feels really lucky that we've been able to be close in our life.
Do you still see Jackie and their family regularly?
Yeah, we do. It's really, they live pretty close to our family as well, so we see a lot of them. Cousins and friends.
Sounds like you've got some great friends and great cousins.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so that's I think that's a nice part of my life so far, and that would be a good part of the river.
Yeah.
I think the next one I'm gonna do is maybe it would be about Ken.
About Ken?
Yeah.
What about Ken?
Kenji's my oldest sibling, like I said, and Kenji kind of recently has come out as transgender.
Trans.
Yeah, so Ken's now goes by they, them, and I've learned a lot more about that since that's happened.
And how did that make you feel?
It was a bit confusing at the time, I think. It was like, it still is a bit of an adjustment. I'm just gonna draw Ken's face. But I think Ken's a lot happier now and feels more like themselves and not like they're trying to be someone that they're not.
Would you say you have a good relationship with Ken?
Yeah, I've got a really good relationship with Ken. We always have been really close, and I think, yeah, that's a really nice thing. We've always had a good bond, but it is a bit confusing, like keeping up with this whole new part of my life because I haven't known anyone who's done that before.
Right.
Yeah.
Does that make you feel anything different towards Ken?
Not really different. I think it feels like just a lot going on at the moment though, because I think the main reason that you're probably here is that my mum isn't well. She's really, really sick at the moment, so I think the Ken thing feels a bit like it's like a lot going on at the moment, and it just feels like an added thing that makes everything feel a bit too much.
Yeah, so you were talking about your mum. Yes,
Yeah.
we also heard that your mum's not feeling too well.
Yeah.
And how are you coping with that?
It's hard. I don't like to talk about it very much, like what's going to happen with her, because I don't think it's really set in yet. But yeah, it's really upsetting, and yeah, me and my siblings are really, really struggling with it.
What about May, your older sister?
Yeah.
How is she doing?
She is pretty quiet. She doesn't really talk that much. I think she's really upset as well. And I think she's actually struggling a bit more with Ken than I am. I think I haven't really had a problem with it at all, but I think May is finding it a bit harder. Because, yeah, maybe because they're closer in age and they've always been really, really close. But I don't know, maybe it's just a bigger change for May at the moment.
I see that you are starting to draw someone. Is that...
This is going to be my mum. I'm going to draw her for a bit.
Right.
Yeah. She's got long hair. And she's sad in this photo.
Why is she sad?
She feels really sick a lot of the time. And she's always in and out of appointments, and she's just changed a lot. Her life isn't the same anymore, and I think that definitely has flown onto our lives as well. So we're all not really the same as we used to be as a family.
What do you mean?
Well, we don't do the things that we used to do as a family much anymore. Like everything feels like it's always about going to doctor's appointments and mum being in bed, and it's just, we don't get to go like out to eat together or to the park or that sort of stuff as much. Yeah.
And
it's been hard.
I understand. It's an incredibly hard time for someone to be going through.
Yeah.
So I've seen you draw your sister in the color red.
Yeah.
And she's not happy.
No.
Besides struggling to deal with Ken,
Yeah.
is there anything else troubling May?
I think May because May's older than me, I think she had a lot more, she saw a lot more of like the family stuff that was happening before, like years ago, and I think she still has a lot that she, doesn't really feel good about.
Do you and May talk about things like that?
Not that much, actually. May's really quiet. She doesn't really talk much about that sort of stuff, but I think that's the bad part, because she can come across as like a bit angry or like just not very nice sometimes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Was she ever not nice or angry towards you?
She just is. She doesn't include me like in many things, and she doesn't like me going to her room, or like, she is really private, and like I find that a bit rude, and like she's trying to cut me out.
Right.
Yeah, she kind of doesn't. she's been a bit like that with Mum as well, and she's definitely like that with Ken. So it seemed, yeah, I think she's just not wanting to be a part of the family much at the moment.
Well, yeah.
It's hard. I don't like, it makes me upset that she's not happy with me, or yeah, and that she's not being very nice to our mum in this hard time.
I understand. It must be really hard for someone to go through something like that.
Yeah.
So now, as the river continue to flow on,
Yeah.
do you see them going any direction in the future?
It's really hard to see at the moment, I think, because we all kind of know what's going to happen with my mum, which is really upsetting, but I think we don't really want to think about it to plan anything.
We don't have to talk about that if you don't want
Yeah.
to. So Amico,
Yeah.
based off of all the people you've drawn here, if you had to have a sleepover at someone's house,
Yeah.
who would you pick?
Definitely Jackie,
Jackie?
to go with my auntie and Jackie, because yeah, they've been around a lot and they're helping a lot with Mum at the moment, and it's just been really nice to have them in our lives, because yeah, we've already been having a lot of sleepovers there when Mum's not been feeling very well, and it's fun when we're at their house.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Is there anything that you need from Jackie or from May or from Ken?
I want May and Ken to still be like happy in the end. I think it's making me sad that May is not reaching out to anyone or not wanting to talk to any of us, and I really want Ken to be as happy as they can be, because it's such a big thing that they're going through. And I think that Mum's sickness has really sort of taken over everything at the moment, so I don't know if Ken is, getting as much of the support than what they were getting before all of this happened. So I think what I really, really want would be for Ken to keep going on their journey and to not, just so we can stay close and I can be as supportive as I can for Ken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you were talking about staying close.
Yeah.
Do you wish to stay close with all the people on your river?
Yeah. I guess I heard someone talking the other day about like the idea of me and May going to live with our dad in Tokyo, in Japan, and I really don't want to do that. I don't have any interest in doing that at all, just because we don't talk to our dad hardly ever, and I don't want to go live with someone I don't really have a relationship with.
Yeah, and you'd rather stay with...
I want to stay with all my friends, and I want to stay at my school because I really like my school, and I really don't want to have to move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that's about our time today for our session, Emmy. So here's some of the notes I've made.
Yeah.
It's mostly just about how many siblings you have, your cousin and stuff.
Yeah.
Is there anything you would like to change on here?
No, that is what I said. That's good.
So if you like this session, I think, would you like to meet the same time next week?
Yeah, that would be nice actually.
And we can talk more about what kind of ways we can help you going through this hard time.
Yeah.
Is there any more questions you have for me?
No, I think that sounds good. I enjoyed the drawing.
Thank you, and I really like your drawing too, Emmy.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. See you soon.
Thank you so much.
Did I put you on the spot too much?